Cam, are you interested in seeing what might be in store on Discovery with Section 31 in the mix?
I guess I have two sort of angles on this. One, am I interested in Section 31 as an entity? Not a lot, because I think Section 31 works better as a mystery to a certain way. Like, you can have it there to kind of raise ethical questions within your characters. I think that is noteworthy. And so, like...
Did it raise any ethical questions in this episode?
Not
Point
yet.
Of Light?
Not yet.
Yeah.
But I will say, like, in terms of an entity I want explored, no, because I think the mystery works better. However, in terms of do I want to see them more just to figure out what the heck they're doing on Discovery, I guess yes. I do want to see where this goes, because I hope it's not just all time wasting or a Deus Ex Machina, because I would like to think the writers have a cool angle on something they want us to see. Like, that's what I'm hoping for. So
okay, well,
it's a conflicted yes.
So I'll walk back on an earlier statement. Really, the last time we saw them was in Star Trek Into Darkness.
Right.
Were they very interesting? Did they do anything
interesting.
intriguing with them and Admiral Marcus?
No, nothing whatsoever.
Yeah, and so that's why I wonder whether there is anything really interesting to say about a group that we know, hey, they don't play by the rules. So it's like, what does the audience really get out of watching people kill each other for glee? And that's what we saw Georgiou do in her introduction during the Mirror Universe arc, when she had that fidget spinner from hell kill all her senior council members, and she's back to doing what she loves most, which is killing Klingons. And I just, like, there's only so much of this that I can really watch, and I really wonder if it's going to be that interesting going forward, or if it's going to be raising any of these kind of ethical questions that they did so well in, say, Deep Space Nine or even Enterprise.
And if you told me that this season was about Section 31 having second thoughts about the character of Georgiou and saying, like, look, we do kind of, these dark deeds, but this is not someone we want to be in bed with, I would be like, well, that's an interesting angle on this kind of super secret organization who we've only seen in the shadows, that they do have some sort of moral code. However, the fact that they've announced a spin-off with this character doesn't lead me to believe that this is going to be a route they would ever take.
So the thing is, I like Captain Georgiou, the one that we met in the first 2 episodes of the series. I've never been a fan of the Emperor at this point. And I wonder, like, are we secretly supposed to be rooting for her? Is that what the writers are really intending? Like, when she makes a grand entrance like that, she gets kind of this hero shot. And
well, it's like she's like the anti-hero character.
Yeah, but you're supposed to be rooting for who is literally like a sociopath. And you're supposed to say, like, yeah, look at her cool, or kill people in a cool way. And I'm just kind of like, I don't know. They did so well with New Eden last time that it felt like Star Trek, and this kind of fell into more of that, like, it ain't your daddy's Star Trek, guys. And I'm just like, I don't know.
I mean, Daredevil Season 2 tackled the Punisher, I thought, in an interesting way, where they took a character who, like Georgiou, is a sociopath, and found a way to reframe them in contrast to the hero. And I thought they did a really good job in taking this character who's in many ways outdated and saying interesting things about their violent approach to what they view as justice. And I'm not getting the sense that, like, Discovery is that fascinated with doing that with Georgiou yet.
No.
And that's my concern.
Are we supposed to watch, like, a redemption arc here? Is that what this is ultimately leading to? Especially if they actually go ahead with doing a spinoff?
Well, I don't know, because it just seems like they're playing her up as kind of like the fun, badass character with lines like, freaks are more fun and things like that. And you're like, okay,
The problem is, like, what's going to happen, though, is the audience is going to be told, like, hey, Section 31 is bad. But in the meantime, the way that it's being directed and the way it's being written, it's like, hey, look at this cool stuff that we get to showcase to the audience that's supposed to make them cheer. But guess what, guys? Killing is wrong. And it just seems like they're trying to have their cake and eat it too. And I ultimately wonder what the message is that the writers are trying to give us here. And I'm not liking it.
Part of the problem is a lot of prestige TV, which is geared to adults, likes to really double down on violence.
And
big time.
Swearing.
And swearing.
Yes.
And so Discovery wants to be a prestige show. And so, we saw in Season 1, they definitely amped up the violence more than we've ever seen on Star Trek. And I think you're seeing more of that. And who better to deliver violence than Section 31? It definitely allows them to be Star Trek-y by tapping into established elements of canon, but it also gives them the opportunity to do cool kill stuff and whatever. And I hope that they have the smarts to realize that, I mean, Star Trek is about more than that, obviously. And I think you can do that, but you have to have the critical lens on Section 31. Like, Ben Sisko and, the characters on DS9 had a very critical look at what Section 31 meant.
Yes.
And what its fallacies were. And I don't know that Discovery's going to do that, considering the fact it's a prequel. And it wasn't really until Deep Space Nine that Section 31 was being really, challenged.
Yeah, I also love the fact that Captain Ben Sisko never ever heard of Section 31, yet the Klingon double agent is like, yeah, like everyone knows about these guys.
I got a badge.